everyone, and welcome to a Better Camp Cretaceous in Jurassic World Evolution 2. The original camp was pretty cool, but didn't have that many attractions other than a zipline, a canoe ride, and running for your life. My Better Camp Cretaceous has 16 attractions, none of which involving death, and we're going to be checking them all out in this tour. Sprinkled throughout this video are 13 creative alternative uses for the in-game stuff, like using power lines as zip lines. Just little ideas that you can use in your next build if you're willing to use your imagination. And here we are at the entry points. Let's just imagine that we've just arrived via river cruise to spend a couple of exciting nights in the Better Camp Cretaceous. And straight up ahead we have the visitor center, and let's just imagine that upon arrival you go there to get assigned a tour guide, or a camp guide I should say, and you get event schedules, stuff like that, so you're all prepared for your stay at the Better Camp Cretaceous. When you gotta go, so there's a restroom off to the side because it's a bit of a trip towards the actual campsite. And we have one of many Spinosaurus skeletons because it's the only skeleton we have. So what we do upon arrival is, well, obviously we go fetch our camp guide, and like in little groups we go off and we go towards the tour that is going to take us further into the camp. And the reason I wanted to do that is to really give like that remote feel to it. This camp is way too busy. We do not have the capacity for all of these people, but welcome. You will be sleeping outside in the bushes. Here we go, we've boarded one of the tour vehicles, and this is actually camp transport to get us to the campsite. I really feel like we're heading out into the wilderness. Initially, I did the truck tours for this part, for this transportation part, but I switched it out with the Ford Explorers just because, you know, they're nice, colorful cars. I thought that was kind of cute. And also, this way we can use the truck vehicles inside the camp itself and give a little bit more of that nature feel to it. What are you looking at? That is a nice boulder. Anyway, so these cars take us across the river that sort of separates the entry point of the park, or camp. I keep saying park, but it's a camp. It separates the camp from the entry point. We have another beautiful gate up ahead, and we're gonna get a nice warm welcome by the herbivore. That's going to be our first dinosaur experience in the camp. So here you see I used like the concrete to sort of enhance that idea that we're crossing a bridge. Unfortunately, bridges aren't a thing in the game. And we go through the gates. We have these torches also framing the track. Up ahead is Parasaurolophus, our first dinosaur sighting. Very exciting. It might get a little too exciting right now. Oh boy, please don't hit us. Thank you. We are not insured for that. Alright. Oh boy. Down, girl. Sit. No. Oh god. Yeah. Oh, she's gonna hit us. Like, this is all part of the tour. It's fine. It's fine. We're safe. Don't worry about it. So what we have over here is the herbivore exhibit. It is relatively safe. And we just get a nice view into this lowered section as we arrive into the camp. Oranosaurus. Hello. Oh god. Oh, mad. She's mad. I feel like we should take control of the wheel. Alright, so here we go. We're making haste. No time to waste. Look, it's very crowded, okay? We need to make sure that we arrive at the campsite first to claim a tent, because there are not enough tents on this map to house everyone that's in the park right now. In the camp. It's a camp. It's not a park. Behind those fences back there is actually the campsite, so at night campers get a good view of this exhibit as well, because of course the Parasaurolophus, well, they light up at night. Alright, so here we are at the campsite of Camp Cretaceous. What we have on our left over here is just a little pond, which I added in because I imagine, you know, if it's summer then the kids might want to go for a swim. But in the winter, it could also, you know, if it's frozen over, it could be really suitable for ice skating. Now, back to over here, back to the start. So that's where we arrived. And this is the campsite. Up ahead, we have the Paleobotany Greenhouse. That's one of our attractions. But when we walk around here, Here we have the view into the exhibit, as I said. So this is the Herbivore Tour. Campers can come out here at night with their tour guides, of course, camp guides, I'm sorry. And, you know, they can look at the bioluminescent Parasaurolophus. That could be like an educational experience. We have some flags because, well, that's important too. And if we walk around here, we have, like, this entire campsite is sort of like bubbles surrounded by paths. So this is the first bubble, quote unquote, and this is just a grassy field with 2 bigger tents. And I sort of imagine that this is where, you know, some of the events would be hosted. Like this would be the start of a scavenger hunt or whatever, start of a tour. This is where, you know, they would meet up, they would get the equipment or the tools or whatever they need to do an activity in the camp. And here we have another bubble, so this would be one of the campsites. I use the white tents as the sleeping tents, and we're just gonna ignore that they're all filled up with crates. Look, the campers don't need to sleep on those benches, okay? Don't worry about it. You just have to use your imagination and pretend that there are actual camp stretchers in there. That is the key phrase for this park, use your imagination. But if you do, you can do some really cool stuff in this game, and I hope that I can show you that with this camp. What we have over here is a fire pit. So I lined like a little circle with rocks, and since we don't really have like tree trunks or whatever, I used a different kind of rock and pretended that's seating, so you know they can sit around the campfire at night. And basically every bubble, as I like to call them, has like its own like private area. So this one is just a fire pit, so this would be like where everyone gathers at night for spooky dinosaur stories, stuff like that. And they're all separated from one another with like these walls of foliage, just so you don't feel very crowded. Now, the capacity of this camp obviously isn't that massive to begin with, but I really wanted each campsite to feel private, so you'd feel even more like it's just more isolated, a better environment for making new friends, stuff like that. So here we have another bubble, and again, tents, fire pits, rocks around it for seating. And we have a couple of those bubbles all the way around, and all of them, as you can see, have some privacy. So that, you know, if you're with a large group, for example, you can rent off an entire bubble. And that way it's really just you and your friends all together spending some nights at the camp. So where we're going to go now is over here, and this is the Paleobotany Greenhouse. And what you have to imagine is instead of a viewing gallery, that's actually the entry point. So I'm gonna take a different camera, hold on. Okay, so let's play pretend that we just entered the greenhouse, and this is just an educational experience. So the foliage here is all prehistoric foliage. Ellie Sadler would be proud. Or mortified, one of the two, whatever. But so this is where, like, in small groups, you would come in here and you would get taught about the different kind of paleo vegetation that they feed the dinosaurs, stuff like that. And over here, like, this is all lined with rock, so there's this clear little path over to this section. But campers can also just go out in here and, you know, look at the paleo vegetation up close and stuff like that. And I think it would be a really cool experience. I mean, I know nothing is as cool as dinosaurs, but for this camp, I really wanted multiple attractions, and I really felt like an educational approach was interesting. You know, at the end of the day, dino geeks are massive nerds, and I think that's marvelous. So let's just embrace that, and I think I would personally really enjoy learning about paleobotany. So here we go. So that is one of many attractions in our camp. So we've just been taught paleobotany by our Ellie Sadler knockoff. We go back out here and let's go this way. And over here we have a cinema, which, you know, again, just imagine that it's like showing educational documentaries. Most documentaries are educational. But like dinosaur documentaries that show stuff that you can't show in real life in the camp. You know, just educational material for the dinosaur nerds that will be spending the nights here. Now, there are several things we can do. We can walk down there. We can take this tour, which is not really a tour, it's just camp transportation for if we're lazy. Or we can take the zip line. And I think I speak for all of us when I say, yeah, let's not do that, I'm afraid of heights. No, we're gonna take the zip line. So what you do is you go into this building, and through the magic of editing, you go up. Just pretend that you go up inside the actual building. And then you're up here, up on the platform. This sir over here is getting ready to zip line down to the other platform straight across what is the Brachi Valley, and you can see them right down there. One of them is trampling one of the gyrospheres. That is a lawsuit waiting to happen right there. Oh my god, they are really in a pickle. He is gonna play soccer ball with them pretty soon, so let's stay tuned for that. But yeah, this is just one really elongated valley exhibit. As you can see, we have a gyrosphere tour running through that. And what you can do is you can zipline across it. Obviously, the actual Camp Cretaceous had a zipline as well. So that is what it is inspired by. Now, my park is completely unmodded. But what you could do if you do have mods is just intersect the pylon with the building. So there's not like this big gap over here. If you have the free move mod, you can just put that pylon in there. But even without mods, you can see that you can get really close. So from the right angle, it doesn't look too bad. Did you break the... Oh yeah, there they go, there they go. Oh, are they just stuck in there? I feel like they might just be stuck in there forever. Oh no, oh you poor people. Oh, are they out? Oh, I think, yeah, they're out. Oh, good for you. Normally what you would do is they go and whoosh, you would zip line across, but we're gonna go back and we're gonna walk down. Okay, so we're back here and we're gonna walk down again. If you're lazy, you could also just take the vehicles, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna get a nice workout in. So we're gonna walk around. I'm actually gonna sprint a little bit, speaking of a workout. So here the tour tracks go down. There's a lot of foliage in this camp to like make everything just look more natural. Some nice decorative water over there. And where we're gonna go now is we're gonna go to the Ichthy Adventure, and you can choose your type of adventure. These people are going crazy over something. Alright. We have this nice intersection over here. We can go eat some crab, apparently. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up here to the Ichthy Adventure. And again, instead of a viewing gallery, just pretend that this is actually an entry point. And what you can do at the Ichthy Adventure is choose to either go swimming with the Ichthyosaurus or go canoeing with the Ichthyosaurus. So here you go, we have this small lagoon. It is filled with Ichthyosaurs, and as I said, whether you want to swim with them or canoe with them, that's what you can do. So you can either get a wetsuit or a canoe at the quote-unquote viewing gallery over there, and you can go out into the water. And I think that would be pretty cool, and I'm not entirely sure if it is safe, but at the end of the day, you know, dolphins are technically could be dangerous too, but they're kind of docile, so swimming with them is okay. So I'm kind of just relating the Ichthyosaurus to a swimming with dolphins experience, and I think that would be a really cool thing to do if you go to a Camp Cretaceous. I feel like canoeing with Ichthyosaurus is also better than canoeing with the Mosasaurus. So that's what this is inspired by. Alright, so we're all dried off and we're gonna continue along. And we have a second glass aviary up ahead, and that aviary is actually one of the main reasons why I built this camp in the Oregon map. Now, the first reason was I wanted a map that had water access, like a river outside of the map boundaries, so I could pretend that guests arrive here via river cruise, right? That was one of the ideas. Oh, here's the gyrosphere tour, by the way, that goes through the Brachi Valley. I just realized I skipped an attraction, but we'll go back there later. Again, water access, that was point 1. But the second point was that I really wanted to have the snow brush. So that left me with the option of either building in Canada or Oregon, and I decided to go with Oregon for honestly no particular reason. I just really liked how it looked, honestly. So we're gonna go over here. Again, this is not a viewing gallery, this is actually an entry point, and let's put on a thick coat because it's gonna get really cold. And here we are inside the snow dome, and the attraction here is that you can go skiing or snowboarding or have a snowball fight with your friends while you're out at this dinosaur camp. Again, it's not dinosaur related, but we have plenty of dinosaur attractions in this camp as well. So I thought this was just a really cute attraction to have as well. So we have these mounds on top of here and that you can ski or snowboard off of. You know, it's kid friendly, so they're all basically bunny slopes. The reason behind that is you can't raise the terrain any further than this, which is a shame. And unfortunately, the mod that allows you to raise the terrain further is not working at the moment after the most recent update. Yeah, just imagine that, you know, you could go, whee, you could go skiing here. I think it's kind of fun. Come on, it's kind of fun. Another attraction over here is the Dino VR Experience, so you can get really up close with the most dangerous dinosaurs while still having a safe experience. Let's not pay too much attention to that. Look, I had a very careful plan in mind with like the tour going around here, but I kind of forgot about it. So as a result, this happens. This is the edge of the map, so I couldn't flatten this anymore. So yeah, compromises had to be made. Look, learn from my mistakes and just lay down the tour track first, okay? It's fine. That's just how you do it. Let's continue on. Over there we have rock climbing. Again, not dinosaur related, but a fun activity for kids, for adults too as well. Honestly, I want to go here as an adult. Now what we have over here is something really exciting. Again, use your imagination. This is our underground roller coaster, and what it actually is, you've probably already seen it, but it's just a biosyn power plant. And what I've done is, here it goes. See, so this is your roller coaster experience. Obviously the Hyperloop, it doesn't go up and down, but just pretend that it does. Pretend that it does a couple of barrel rolls, stuff like that. And I think that is super, super fun and an interesting creative use of the Hyperloop. You can see it doesn't go anywhere, it just goes back to the station. We do have another Hyperloop over here that connects to viewing platforms. Don't pay attention to that quite yet. But yeah, I think this is just super fun, and this is just something that I wanted to put into the camp. It is a dinosaur themed underground roller coaster, and I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, so back on the ground, we're gonna move along. We're actually gonna sprint a little bit. So there's the rock climbing. We're gonna go over here last because this is the Carnivore Tour. The monorail is not for transport at all. It's just a single station. It loops around and comes back here, and it is a safe elevated view of the carnivores, but that is like the grand finale, so we'll go there last. So we're gonna go over here, and here we have a Hyperloop station which will take us to the viewing platforms again in the Carnivore Tour. So we're not gonna go there quite yet. We have another access point for the Snow Dome. We have a fossil center, so again, this is an educational attraction where kids can come and learn from real scientists, real paleontologists about, you know, studying fossils, genome mapping, genome sequencing. Imagine Dr. Wu giving lectures over here, begrudgingly, but still. This is the other end of our zipline. Here we have 2 restaurants. Actually, I think that's a shop. Yeah, so we have 1 restaurant, 1 shop. Now, that probably seems very little, but keep in mind that the capacity of this camp is quite little. We only have 30 tents in this camp, and I think that you could pack like 6 kids into a single tent, but normally you would have like 2 or 4 kids max in a tent so they have more space. So I think one restaurant which serves people in shifts would be just fine. Oh, well, we have over here, so this is where you would buy like food pellets to feed to the dinosaurs in our petting zoo, and that's where we're gonna go next. So we're gonna cross over where the tour comes by here, and we're gonna head into our petting zoo. The petting zoo is entirely enclosed by double concrete fencing because it does share a fence with the carnivore part of this camp. But fret not, it is double fenced, so you are completely safe here. Said no one ever when you are actually safe. But, okay, so what the idea here is, if you've seen my petting zoo video or my tips for the invisible fences, then you've already seen me do this. But the idea here is that guests can just step over the invisible fence without issue, but the dinosaurs get like a little vibration as a warning when they step over, and they've been trained to not do that. So the dinosaurs stay in here, but guests can just step over this perfectly fine. And then they can feed, like hand feed the dinosaurs the pellets that they just got at the shed right by the entry point. So they can feed little Minmi, Dryosaurus, we have Struthium. Oh my god, I'm stuck on a Dryosaurus. Oh god. They can feed the Struthiamimus, and we also have the cutest somewhere. I hope. Ah, there you go, there you go, there you go. And they can feed the Homalocephali, which I think is, like, I want to do that. I want to hand feed a Homalocephali, okay? Please, mommy, make it happen. Okay, so we are going to leave the petting zoo. Make sure we look both ways before we cross. Here as well. Well, actually, we only have to look one way. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go into the Aviary Adventure. We have this beautiful statue over here. And finally, we have an aviary that actually has flying reptiles in it. So let's head in here. Alright, so you start outside and then you go in through the gates. You, bonk, you hit the gate. And here we are inside the aviary. And we have Tapejara and Sungaripterus in here. You know, small flying reptiles for safety. Oh my god, I'm bumping into everything. I cannot drive these things. But yeah, just imagine that the kids can drive these themselves as opposed to the tour trucks. The tour trucks are driven by, like, staff. Oh, we totally skipped on the staff section. I am missing all sorts of stuff. Look, stay tuned to the end, okay? I'll cover everything we missed. But yeah, staff drives the actual cars. But the kids, the campers themselves, they can drive the gyrospheres and have fun with that. So they can drive it inside the aviary. But of course, we also have this gyrosphere over here into the Brachi Valley. And the kids can also drive these themselves. And just go by the Brachiosaurus and not get stuck between their legs to be kicked around like a soccer ball. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, she's playing golf with me, she's playing golf with me, no! For orientation, right, we just left here, we went through the aviary. Now we're gonna go over here to this tour, because there is a part of the park that can only be accessed via this tour. So we're gonna drive, we're facing the wrong way, so we have to turn this cruise ship around. So we just passed the petting zoo. And we're gonna go around the aviary. And we're gonna go to sort of like a more remote location in the camp. And this is something I'm really excited about. I want to do this like for real, but even if it's fake, I want to do this. So we, oh, right, we go around. There we get out. And here we have our mock fossil excavation site. Obviously, for the purpose of incorporating it into this camp, it is indeed fake, but I think that would be just a really fun thing for kids to do. So just imagine that you come out over here, there's a lot of equipment over here that you can use, and with their camp guides, they'd come over here in small groups comparable to the Paleobotany Greenhouse, and what they would do here is they get taught what paleontologists do when they go for fossil excavations. So they learn about the equipment that is being used and the proper procedures, how to dig up the fossils, how to protect the fossils in plaster and ready them for transportation to museum or research centers and stuff like that. And the hands-on experience is, what I just imagine is that every single day a poor staff crew member has to like bury fake fossils all around this sandy pit over here. And it's sort of like a scavenger hunt where the kids have to use the equipment to find the fossils. And to make that like easier, for example, what they could do is they could put like a little bit of metal in the fake fossil, and the kids would just be walking around here with metal detectors trying to find their fossils and whatnot. And what I also imagined is that maybe when they arrive here, so let's just imagine that this Spinosaurus skeleton is missing a couple of bones, right? And the first task is, hey, identify which bones the Spinosaurus skeleton is missing. And then the next step is, now you guys have to go out here, find those bones, and put them on the skeleton. So they have to find them and figure out where on the skeletal structure those bones go. I think that would be super fun. Like, I want to do this at my age, but just imagine being 12 years old and doing that. Oh my god, yes, that would be so cool. Little bit of amber here, also just like for show and tell or something. But yeah, that is a pretty cool attraction, if I do say so myself. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're actually gonna go to the attraction that we skipped. And pardon me. So this is the campsite over here. Here you can also just better see what I mean with the bubbles. And when you walk around the pond, there's this little curved path that takes you to a ranger station. But these ranger stations are also an attraction. It is a Dino Wrangling attraction. So let's say 1 or 2 kids at a time can sit in the back seat of the Jeep and go along with the rangers. And we're facing the wrong way, which is a bit of a shame, but we can do this. And then the rangers go out into Brachi Valley. And what the kids can do is, like, the kids can blow the whistle, right? So we can go to summon circle, there you go. And the kids would be like, and, you know, have the dinosaurs come to them. I think that would be really cool. So that is also an attraction for the campers to do in our Camp Cretaceous. Oh god, it's not the safest experience. Parents have to sign a waiver beforehand. But yeah, kids can come in here under the guidance of like real park rangers, and they can herd the Brachiosaurus and Pierce right there. We have Pierce in front of us. Iguanodon, Pachycephalosaurus, Stegosaurus, stuff like that. They can herd them through this enclosure. So now it is finally time for the final attraction, and that is the big Carnivore Tour. So we're just gonna hop onto the monorail. Oh, we're at the station. Good timing. And you can already see up ahead we have the viewing towers from the Biosyn expansion pack. We have the double fencing all the way around. And I figured this was just the safest viewing experience. So we're elevated. There's no way for the dinosaurs to reach us. We have 2 Gigas up ahead. I'm not seeing the T-Rex. The T-Rex should be to our left right now. But yeah, we have 2 Gigas right there. I see the Carnos up ahead. So, you know, this would just be a train full of kids. Over the intercom there would be like announcements with information and stuff. You can look at the people in the viewing tower. There are the Carnos. We have a Spinosaurus. We're gonna go up a little bit over the mountain. You can see the whole camp. Let's see if we can find the Baryonyx. They should be in here. I do see them. They're right up on that mountain ridge at the back right there. So that's Limbo, Chaos, and Grim. They're all alive and well in this camp. So in my opinion, that already makes it a better Camp Cretaceous, because they're all alive and well. And in the final exhibit right there, we have 2 Scorpius Rexes. And it's completely safe. Don't worry about it. And that's just the Carnivore Tour. It's completely safe. And you can see the dinosaurs that way. I did not mean to exit, but there you go. And you can also look into the petting zoo right there. Rexy, where are you, love? Oh, God, she's right there. There you go, Rexy having a little nap. Oh, and what I forgot to show you is behind the entry plaza, when staff arrives, they go through the building, through like personnel only entry doors, and they come out here, and this is the staff section. So we have a response facility in case of emergency, we have shelters, a hotel for staff, a little rec area for staff, you know, stuff like that. So I feel like adding a staff-only section always brings a little bit more realism to any of your builds, so I always recommend doing that. And that concludes the tour of the Better Camp Cretaceous. So here we have an overview of the entire camp. Let me know in a comment down below if you do agree that it is better. Just let me know what you think of this build. And I had a lot of fun building this, and I hope you had a lot of fun exploring it. Leave a like on the way out, and as always, subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and until next time, enjoy the game.